Maryland 29, USC 28. I got some sound coming up from Lincoln Riley. It's probably it's the shortest soundbite that I think I've ever had Colin play. This was a 2.5 Chalai game on a 1 to 5 scale. And I'm going to tell you, this was a bizarre game for me to experience because I wasn't there and I didn't get to watch it live. I was in Neyland Stadium, so I'm checking scores on my phone. And this was one where you check it, and it's the fourth quarter, and Southern Cal's up 28-14 on a team that just got boat raced by Northwestern. So you know what you do when you see that. In your head, you mentally check it as a win for USC. I did. I was guilty of it. So you can imagine my surprise when, after the dust settles and the smoke settles there at Tennessee, I find my way to my phone and I'm looking at scores and, typo alert. It says Maryland won. What was the actual final score? Yeah, Maryland came back and won, Josh. Say, they did what now? Maryland came back and won. The football game? Yeah, they did. I have no clue how it happened. I still didn't believe it. I have no clue how it happened. So much so that it was such a valid reaction by me, someone even asked Lincoln Riley in the post game, how did it happen? Colin, you can just double box it. There's no need in putting this full screen. Here's Lincoln Riley. How do you keep blowing leads?
Lincoln, why do you think this program just struggles so much to finish games right now?
I don't know.
I don't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know how they keep blowing leads. This was Maryland unzipping the body bag and getting out of it. They went on a 15-0 run. They had a touchdown with less than a minute to go, and since they went for two, the touchdown before, they won the game outright there. I can't explain to you in strong enough terms how gut-wrenching this was for USC. Maryland entered this thing 3-3. They were fresh off a 37-10 loss to Northwestern, and Billy Edwards at quarterback just goes off 39 of 50, 373, 3 touchdowns. Lincoln Riley had another good quote. I'm not going to play a bunch of Lincoln Riley sots on the show tonight. He said, the game doesn't know that you deserve a break. Like the sport of football, just because you had some tough luck losses, it's not a Netflix series. You know, it's the Big Ten. It's not a Netflix series. By the way, you guys broke up the Pac-12 for this, huh? So the Big Ten conference schedule doesn't know that you deserve a break. So when you're up 28-14 in the fourth quarter, the game doesn't know that it's just supposed to ease your way into a victory and then everything's right and then you come back home to play Rutgers. No, the other guy gets to keep playing and keep punching. You know, because those coaches have jobs they have to fight for as well. Newsflash, I have the unfortunate duty to inform you that USC has to play again Friday night. USC over the last 4 weeks has traveled 9,130 miles. This will be their 5th straight week crossing at least 2 time zones. Now, in this case, they're going back home, but they're going to play Rutgers. USC 2-9, their last 11 one-score games. Lincoln Riley now has more losses at USC in 2.5 years than he did his entire career at Oklahoma, and 3 of the losses at Oklahoma were playoff games. It's just not working. It's not happening. I'm not changing my stance on this. I am not changing the stance that I think Lincoln Riley, if given time, will end up winning there. I'm saying I don't know if he'll be given the time because I am saying you're totally within your right as a USC fan or donor or administrator or whatnot to look and say it's inexcusable for a guy to ask to hit the reset button in year 3. But that's what Lincoln Riley did. He rehired his defensive staff. He swore in spring we're overhauling the entire philosophy of the program. Well, that's what you do when you get hired. That's not what you do in year 3. So it's all nonsense talk once you get to year 3. I acknowledged this. When he made that speech in spring, I told you, he's going to catch heat because this is not going to work immediately. If he believes what he's saying, in time it will work, but I don't know if it'll work fast enough. That was my stance. Now, I'm not a USC fan. I'm not a USC donor, so of course I don't have problem giving him patience. But if you guys have a problem giving him patience, then he'll be out of there, and it'll be someone else's job. Because right now, I know what it feels like. I know what it looks like. It looks like they're staring into the abyss. And he looks defeated. But you know what? There's the way a guy looks at a post-game press conference podium when he's just on autopilot, so he's not showing you how he really feels. You know, that's the way I would be. Like if I were a coach and I were going through a tough time, I would almost shove a trank dart into my neck before I spoke publicly, and I would look monotone. I would look like a zombie. And you would mistake that in thinking, I'm resigned, I've given up, I don't care. It would be anything but that. I bet you it's anything but that for Lincoln Riley, too, although I know the popular sentiment says otherwise on the old message boards right now. But I don't know what the rest of the season holds. They've got Rutgers this Friday night. They go to Washington. They got Nebraska at UCLA, Notre Dame. Literally every one of those games is both winnable and losable. And right now they are 3-4. They going to make a bowl game? Are they going to actually go backwards from last year, which I think was a 7-win season? Is that really going to happen? And if it does, I don't say this to instigate anything. I'm quite literally asking, if it does, how are they going to handle it there?